I've been here before, deplaning on this very tarmac just a year ago. And all of a sudden, it all just comes rushing back. If you're new here, my name is Hannah and I'm a travel and nature photographer. And today I want to share my second time visiting Peru with you. This time to hike the Salkantay Trek. So here's my visual diary of just that. The first day was spent wandering around Cusco, learning about the city, its ancient history, and getting our steps in before the big day. Like I said, I visited Peru almost a year ago to the day when I deplaned here in Cusco, but the last time I was here to hike the Inca Trail.
We are at this little oasis and it just feels so good to take a break. We had our first uphill.
One, two, three.
Yeah.
Completely different. Sit down first, relax, catch your breath.
We hiked, I don't even know how many miles at this point, but we are here. I can't believe it.
This time I'm here for more of the same, trekking through the Andes as a means to find myself, I guess. At least I think that's why I hike. You see, I'm this person that needs to have meaning for everything, especially hiking. Otherwise, it's just torture without reason, and that's not very fun. I spent the first couple of days acclimating in Cusco, and before I knew it, the first day of the hike came. With a 3 a.m. wake-up call, I packed my backpack and duffel bag and got into the van to drive 4 hours to the trailhead. To my surprise, the first day wasn't all that bad, actually. To be honest, going into this, I didn't really do my due diligence in terms of how much elevation gain I'd get each day and how much mileage I'd be walking, but that's okay. This first day had minimal incline and the views were some of the best I've ever seen. And that snow-capped mountain in the distance that you see, all I knew was that I needed to walk toward that big snow-capped mountain in the distance. And the closer I got to that mountain, the closer it meant I was to camp. Once I got to camp, I dropped my pack, ate lunch, well, more so scarfed lunch down, and headed back out on trail for the optional hike up to Humantay Lake. This was the part of the day that was full of incline. What I was saying earlier about not doing my research, I think that really would have come in handy when hiking up to this alpine lake. It was straight up the whole way, but it was worth it. Seeing an alpine lake in the Andes was never on my to-do list in this lifetime, but I'm happy it somehow made its way on it. Day 2 on trail called for a very early wake-up call, 4 a.m. or something like that. We had a long day ahead, and the climb to the pass started right away. Up, 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 and more up we climbed until we made it to 4,600 meters, the top of Salkantay Pass, officially the highest spot I've ever stood. The views this day were by far my favorite of the entire trek. There's not much else I love more than being surrounded by tall, rugged peaks. On top of the pass, I kind of just sat there and took it all in. I took note of how my body was feeling, what my mind was feeling like, what I was thinking about. And I just kept coming back to this overwhelming sense of insignificance to be standing here in a bowl of mountains, seemingly in the middle of nowhere, in a place I never thought I would ever visit in my entire life. But here I was. That is one of my favorite parts about travel. You just never know where you might end up. One day, you could be standing around tall peaks in the middle of the Andes, and you'd never suspect it. Day 3. At this point, I was very much in the routine. Wake up early, eat breakfast, which for me was really just coffee, not because there was a lack of food. The food on this trek was actually incredible, more so just because I can't stomach food that early. Then I'd lace up my boots, put my pack on, and click my camera in its clip. I was ready to go. So simple. The day before, we had descended down into the jungle, and so that meant day 3, we were hiking our way through it. The treat of day 3 was 2 things, Rolo and fresh coffee. This is Rolo. We met him at one of the small communities we walked through earlier in the morning. He followed us for miles, I'm not kidding you, miles, down a dirt road. Worried he would get lost, we made sure he stuck with us. When we arrived to the community that the coffee plantation was in, a big yellow truck pulled up on the road beside us, and the driver exclaimed, "That's my dog. Rolo?" We put Rolo in the truck, and away they went. It's moments like that, the unexpected, that I also love about travel. Once at the coffee plantation, we learned about the roasting process and even had the opportunity to roast, grind, and drink our own cup of coffee, the perfect midday pick-me-up after miles and miles of hiking. After we enjoyed our coffee, we hopped in a van to drive the remaining miles of the trek that day, and that wasn't our choice. That is simply what happens when you get to this point in the trek. It was quite a ways down the dirt road, so to be honest, I'm happy I wasn't hiking that.
Oh my God. Day 4, the final walk.
The day started with a very spicy climb up into the cloud forest. It was hot and muggy, but a welcome reprieve from the sunshine and sunburns that I had experienced the previous couple of days. The clouds burned off around 11 a.m. and we could see all that surrounded us, just in time to descend as it goes.
To the left of that? I don't know.
Perfect.
The last bit of the day was spent beside the railroad tracks. 7 miles of railroad tracks to be exact. But hey, I don't make the rules. I just go with it. We made it to Aguascalientes just before nightfall, our final resting place before making our way up to Machu Picchu the next morning.
I take one of those. There's like a million.
Inside they found this propagable chamber of pseudo-niches where Inca people used to bury captive dogs. They found out new skeletons. It's the most higher variety dogs. So this is how they keep it stable, pretty much using this.
The view is amazing.
Well, this is about it, my friends, and
Stunning.
Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.